Apple lovers, buckle up. If you thought Apple was just going to phone it in for 2025, think again. The rumor mill for the iPhone 17 series isn't just buzzing, it's practically screaming. And the leaks? Absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking about Apple potentially making its boldest design statement in years. Get ready to meet the headliner, the rumored iPhone 17 Air, a device so impossibly thin, at a reported 5.5 millimeters, it might just float away. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're looking at a full lineup poised to turn heads with stunning aesthetic shifts, seriously upgraded camera arsenals, and performance that could redefine what you expect from a smartphone. Today, we're not just scratching the surface. We're deep diving into everything whispered, leaked, and rendered about the iPhone 17, the game-changing 17 Air, the powerhouse 17 Pro, and the ultimate 17 Pro Max. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Let's get into it. The anticipation for Apple's annual September smartphone symphony is already hitting fever pitch, and we're still talking about a September 2025 debut. This time, it feels different. Apple seems to be shaking things up, reportedly saying a fond farewell to the Plus model, which, let's be honest, hasn't exactly been flying off the shelves. But in its place, something far more exciting, the iPhone 17 Air. Imagine a device that's not just powerful, but a true style icon. Ultra-thin, sleek, and undeniably premium. Beyond that, the whispers are deafening about across-the-board upgrades. A potential 24-megapixel front camera for truly stunning selfies. Glorious 120Hz ProMotion displays finally trickling down to all models. Yes, even the standard ones. And camera systems, particularly on the Pro models, that could make professional photographers sit up and take notice. This isn't just an iterative update, it's looking like a lineup that could genuinely redefine Apple's smartphone dominance for years to come. So, let's meticulously unpack what the future might hold. From the sheer audacity of the Air's slimness to the Pro Max potentially packing 8K video capabilities, there's a lot to cover. But first things first, when can we actually expect to see these marvels? Let's talk timeline. Apple, being the creature of habit it is, loves its September harvest for new iPhones, and 2025 looks set to follow that familiar, reassuring rhythm. Circle your calendars, folks, because we're likely looking at an official announcement sometime between September 11th and 13th, 2025. If tradition holds, pre-orders will fire off like a starting gun just a few days after that grand reveal. The digital grapevine, fueled by reputable sources, is already buzzing with such intensity that it's almost palpable. This makes right now the perfect moment to get ahead of the curve and absorb all the juicy pre-reveal intel. With whispers of initial production runs potentially kicking off in late 2024, it's clear Apple isn't just thinking about this. They're actively gearing up for something big. Now that we have a time frame, let's formally meet the members of this exciting new iPhone family. The iPhone 17 series is shaping up to be a quartet of distinct personalities. First, we have the iPhone 17, likely maintaining a familiar and comfortable 6.3-inch display and that classic dual-camera bump. Think of it as the reliable workhorse, beautifully refined. But then, stealing the spotlight, the iPhone 17 Air. This beauty is tipped to boast a vibrant 6.6-inch OLED screen and that jaw-dropping 5.5mm thin chassis. We're talking thinner than the already svelte iPad Pro, which is saying something. Moving into Pro territory, the iPhone 17 Pro and its larger sibling, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, are rumored to upgrade their frames, possibly to a sleek aluminum construction, and sport a bold, new rectangular camera bar that stretches across the back. Screen sizes here are expected to be a generous 6.3 inches for the Pro and a positively cinematic 6.9 inches for the Pro Max. It's clear the Air is stepping in to replace the Plus model, aiming squarely at users who crave cutting-edge style and a large display without the Pro bulk or price. Meanwhile, the Pro models are, as always, targeting power users and creatives who demand the absolute best in performance and camera tech. And speaking of style, the color palette could be expanding too. Rumors hint at striking options like a deep ultramarine, a sophisticated teal, classic black and white, a playful pink, and potentially a brand new, elegant sky blue exclusive to the Pro lineup. Imagine that Sky Blue Pro Max. Stunning. That 5.5mm Air is genuinely a wow moment if the leaks hold true. But thinness is just one part of the design story. Let's delve deeper into the aesthetic choices Apple might be making. The iPhone 17 Air's rumored 5.5mm profile isn't just thin, it's a deliberate design statement, a true flex from Apple. Achieving this likely involves an aluminum chassis, which not only helps shave off precious millimeters and grams but also maintains a premium feel. Interestingly, despite its slimness, it's still rumored to pack a very capable 48-megapixel single main camera. Shifting to the Pro models, we might see a move from titanium, seen in the 16 Pros, back to a sophisticated aluminum frame paired with a glass back. This could be for weight, cost, or simply a new design direction. The most visually arresting change for the Pros, however, is that full-width camera bar, a design that definitely echoes Google's Pixel aesthetic. A love-it-or-hate-it choice that will certainly make a statement. The standard iPhone 17, meanwhile, is expected to keep a look similar to the iPhone 16, but could benefit from a new, tougher anti-reflective coating on its display, which would be a godsend for outdoor visibility. Across all models, we're expecting to see the rumored camera control buttons, dedicated hardware for enhancing the photography and videography experience. Think quick access to specific functions or even a dedicated shutter. And here's a quirky detail for the Air. Some leaks suggest its USB-C port might be slightly off-center. A tiny detail, perhaps, but one that adds a unique, if slightly perplexing twist to its pursuit of ultimate thinness. Overall, it's shaping up to be a bold design language, carefully balancing eye-catching aesthetics with practical functionality. That Pro camera bar is undeniably a massive design shift, and it naturally leads us to what's inside it. Let's zoom in on the display and camera upgrades, because they sound phenomenal. Get ready for buttery smoothness across the board. A major headline is that all iPhone 17 models, including the standard 17 and the new Air, are rumored to get 120Hz ProMotion displays. For those unfamiliar, ProMotion allows the screen to refresh up to 120 times per second, making everything from scrolling through your social feeds to gaming feel incredibly fluid and responsive. This has previously been a Pro-exclusive feature, so its inclusion on base models is huge. These will likely be advanced M14 OLED panels, promising even greater brightness, richer colors, and improved power efficiency. The iPhone 17 Air's 6.6-inch screen is set to be a stunner, but the Pro Max, with its rumored 6.9-inch display, will likely remain the king of immersive visuals. Now, for the cameras, and this is where things get really exciting. A 24-megapixel front camera is tipped for every single model. Say goodbye to grainy selfies. We're talking sharper, more detailed front-facing shots and potentially much improved FaceTime calls. The standard iPhone 17 is expected to feature a powerful 48-megapixel dual camera system on the rear. But the iPhone 17 Pro Max? That's shaping up to be a mobile photography beast with a 48-megapixel triple lens system, including an upgraded 85mm equivalent telephoto lens and the much-anticipated ability to shoot 8K video. That new telephoto on the Pro Max is particularly interesting. While 85mm is a fantastic focal length for portraits, the rumors also suggest an impressive 7x digital zoom capability. Now, before you groan about digital zoom, this is likely achieved through clever in-sensor cropping on that high-resolution 48-megapixel sensor, which can deliver significantly better quality than traditional digital zoom, effectively giving you more reach without a massive physical lens. It's a smart way to offer versatility, potentially putting it in direct competition with the zoom kings like Samsung. This setup could truly be a photographer's and videographer's dream. To drive all these incredible display and camera advancements, you need some serious horsepower under the hood. So, let's break down the anticipated performance, battery life, and software magic. At the heart of these new iPhones will be Apple's next-generation silicon, the A19 chip, likely built on an advanced 3nm processor for even better performance and efficiency, is expected to power the iPhone 17 and 17 Air. The Pro models will almost certainly get an even beefier version, the A19 Pro. For the iPhone 17 Pro Max, in particular, there are exciting rumors of a vapor chamber cooling system. This kind of advanced thermal management would be a game changer for sustained performance, especially during demanding tasks like 8K video recording, intense gaming sessions, or heavy AI processing, preventing the device from throttling too quickly. Battery life is always a hot topic, and it sounds like Apple is aiming for improvements here too, potentially with larger battery cells across the lineup and support for up to 35-watt wired charging for faster top-ups. However, the ultra-slim design of the iPhone 17 Air might mean a slight compromise on its battery capacity compared to the other models. Physics can be a cruel mistress when you're chasing thinness. On the software front, we'll be looking at iOS 19. Expect the usual refinements, but also some potentially exciting new features. More customizable home screen icons, finally. A significantly smarter and more capable Siri, we can dream. And deeper, more intuitive Apple Intelligence integration across the operating system, making your iPhone even more helpful and proactive. Connectivity is also getting a boost. The iPhone 17 Air, specifically, is rumored to feature Wi-Fi 7 for blazing fast wireless speeds, and Apple's own custom-designed C1 modem for cellular connectivity. Interestingly, some reports suggest the Air might skip the ultra-high band mmWave 5G to save space or cost, focusing instead on the more widely available sub-6 GHz 5G bands. All this cutting-edge tech sounds incredible, but it inevitably leads to the million-dollar question, or perhaps the $1,200 question. Let's speculate on the price. Alright, brace yourselves, because new Apple tech rarely comes cheap. Current leaks and analyst speculation suggest the baseline iPhone 17 could start around $999 mark, offering that larger screen and ultra-thin design. As for the Pro models, the iPhone 17 Pro could be looking at $1,200, maybe even more if global trade tensions and tariffs continue to influence component costs. Those are some hefty price tags, no doubt. So, how does this ambitious lineup potentially stack up against the fierce competition from Samsung and Google? Let's make some early comparisons. The smartphone arena is a battlefield, and Apple isn't fighting alone. The iPhone 17 Air's incredible 5.5mm rumored thickness would definitely give it bragging rights over something like Samsung's anticipated Galaxy S25 Edge, which might be closer to 5.84mm. However, when it comes to camera versatility, Samsung's triple camera setup on its premium models would likely outgun the Air's rumored single main lens, offering more optical zoom options. Then there's Google. The Pixel 9 Pro's distinctive camera bar design philosophy seems to align quite closely with what's rumored for the new iPhone 17 Pro models. But while Google's computational photography is legendary, its typical 50-megapixel sensors might find themselves in a tough fight against Apple's rumored 48-megapixel triple threat system on the Pro Max, especially with that new 85mm telephoto. Of course, Apple's trump card remains its unparalleled ecosystem integration and the power of iOS 19, offering a seamless experience across devices that competitors still struggle to match. That said, rivals often push the boundaries with things like periscope zoom lenses, offering optical zoom flexibility that Apple is still catching up on in some respects. Show a clear, concise side-by-side spec comparison table, highlighting key differentiators like thinness, camera counts, unique OS features, and potential processor advantages. It's undoubtedly going to be a very tight race, with each manufacturer bringing its unique strengths to the table. So there you have it, the iPhone 17 series, spearheaded by that potentially revolutionary ultra-thin iPhone 17 Air, is truly shaping up to shake the foundations of the smartphone market in 2025. With its audacious design language, a significant leap in camera technology, especially that 24-megapixel front camera for all and the Pro Max's 8K prowess, and the sheer power promised by the A19 series chips, Apple isn't just pushing boundaries, it feels like they're trying to redraw them entirely. Whether you find yourself captivated by the Air's sleek style, the Pro's balanced power, or the Pro Max's no-compromise capabilities, one thing is clear: Apple is aiming high. Now, we're incredibly curious to hear from you. Based on these leaks, which iPhone 17 model has already caught your eye, or perhaps even a little skeptical of? Drop your thoughts, your predictions, and your dream iPhone 17 features in the comments below. Join us on Tuesday for another exciting episode. Thank you for watching.